Yeah.
Yeah, come.
Okay.
It's 30 minutes left.
Well, once it stops, that means 50 minutes up.
But that's the spirit, because like we was going into, once you actually come back to your power, everything you desire in the world is going to be given unto you. But the Lord gave it to you so it'll last. He gave 2/3 of Jacob. He fronted them the carnal blessings, but it's temporary. It's a consolation, and it's tainted. The women are used, the money not real money, and you can lose it at any second. The Lord gave us wisdom first, so what? So we can be established forevermore. So all of those things that we get, the dreads, you know, the bodies, the women, all of that's gonna stay. It's not gonna be temporary like it is for Jacob.
Permanent.
Okay, so this, like I was trying to say, he said, let your treasures in heaven. That moth don't corrupt spirit. On that roof. Okay. Real quick, because this is spirit, man. This is what 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3. I thank Yahawah whom I serve from my forefathers. I thank Yahawah whom I serve from my forefathers.
With like, if I can say this, that's why brothers are always Wadi YAHAWASHI, call Allah YAHAWASHI. Even with the smallest thing, you were missing your keys and you end up call Allah YAHAWASHI. Because we thankful in all things.
Because we understand that's the devil, man. Like he was like, yeah, why you can't? That's the fucking devil, man. I can't find my goddamn keys.
Right.
Yeah, you know it's really not the Lord, man. Satan fuck with you, hindering you, man. Right.
Nah, you good, and that's why we always throw all praise on and glory to YAHAWASHI. And then what does he do? He increases us. You got it, brother.
Verse 3. I thank Yahawah whom I serve from my forefathers with pure conscience, that without ceasing I have remembrance of thee in my prayers night and day, greatly desiring to see thee, being mindful of thy tears, that I may be filled with joy. When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Lois and thy mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that in thee also, wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of Yahawah which is in thee by putting on my hands. For Yahawah hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord. Going back to those camps, man. They're ashamed of the testimony. Don't teach this. Don't teach that.
And they really doubtful, man. That's that, and that's why spirit we brought out Deuteronomy 20:8, because they gotta go home, and that literally they're gonna have to go back to the spiritual world. Literally they're gonna have to go back to the spiritual world because they're not right. They're fearful. The Lord's gonna deliver those who are not faint-hearted and fearful. You got it, brother.
Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me, his prisoner. And we're all prisoners. We're bought with the price. Prisoners of hope. But be thou partaker of the affliction of the gospel according to the power of Yahawah, who hath saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace.
And that's the spirit that Paul said that, because Paul also said, put on therefore as the elect. And then that brother brought out what? The expectation of the victory. So he said he's already saved us. Because Paul is in that mind frame of putting on as the elect. Now Paul will go into certain things where he'll say, unless myself be a castaway, you know.
Verse 9, who have saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Yahawashi HaMashiach before the world began.
And that's why it don't take much to wake up and stir up that pure mind. hear it, and you have some brothers that it makes sense, and it take a longer time for the Lord to build them up to actually get to that point. But initially, it's gonna hit them because they were predestinated. You stirred up the gift that was in that brother already. You just stirred it up. But if the gift not in him, it ain't gonna work out. It's that spiritual velvet rope for the VIP section.
Stir.
Right. It's nothing in the cup. It's nothing in the mixing bowl.
No water in the well.
Right. None.
Back with what you said about what you said about having the spirit of fear. This is Matthew 10:32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him shall I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
And that's why brothers brought that out. What was the brothers in Atlanta that brought out that bringing out this word spirit?
Yeah, that was brothers in Atlanta.
The brothers in Atlanta brought that out, where just bringing this word out, the Lord had to put a particular spirit on you and say, man, I don't care I don't care about the risk that's involved with me standing for YAHAWASHI.
Beautiful way to sum it up. Because we don't care about no risk, man.
Because 2/3 of our people, they consider the risk, like that dude last week. He considered the risk more than the reward.
What if my boss sent me out here?
So you know what? All right.
Come get me, Esau.
Right.
God damn it, I'm right here.
And we know we gonna be defended. What's that? The expectation of the victory.
If I can say this, like, what more can Esau take from us? He done took away our heritage,
Everything, bro.
That's like Salaki, that's like what Donald Trump said. What do you niggas got to lose?
that come.
And
We on the right hand side.
we don't even have our life.
No,
1 Corinthians 6:19 say you were bought with a price.
bought with a price.
He said you are not your own. We don't got nothing.
Nothing.
These bodies, we read it last week, we are just a vapor, man.
Hallelujah, I'm Jewish.
We going
Me
into slavery.
too.
We are just a
Praise
vapor, man.
Exactly.
These are not our bodies.
She on the other side of the Velvet Road.
We just loners. These are loners, man.
That's all they are, bro.
But you know what though? What the Lord say? Put on my yoke. My yoke is easy and my burden is what? It's light. Because really through the Spirit, this is your solution. Even in this world, we hate our lives unto death, but the Lord got us through all kind of, we get delivered. 2/3 of Jake, they hit the ground and they hit the ground. They have no expectation, no hope for salvation or mercy. So they always expect the L. The Lord is telling us to get up out of that loser spirit and put on the winning spirit. You're already on the winning team. Embrace it. It's a different thing to be on the team, but it's another thing to embrace it. Move different when you actually embrace the confidence and putting on as the elect. You got it, huh?
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. For I think that Yahawah hath set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place.
No, man.
We're made a spectacle unto angels, meaning the angels are watching this unfold, just like you watch a Netflix series. Like this is the Lord's movie, and the angels got one of the best seats in the house.
They taking notes and taking it back
They're
up to
watching
the whole time.
it, and it's just like your favorite movie. Even though you know how the movie ends, you still catch those feelings when you see certain scenes of the movie. It's still good. Even though you know what happens, it's still a good movie. So the angels are watching this, and it says that I forget what, I think it's in Peter where it said the angels desire to look into these things, because the angels, we're brethren with the angels, but we have a harder job because we're in the flesh. So they're looking at us in this battle, and they're considering it just like you would when you watch the hero struggle throughout the whole movie. It's like you're like, man, Right. But at the end of the week, what happens? The underdog get on top.
Right. We know at the end of Avengers, Thanos gonna die. Some type of way.
Right.
The quote unquote superhero is gonna win. But it's getting to that conclusion.
He's always do that.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, right? Remember, the angels are perfect. They're programmed to do whatever the Lord says. Like the brother brought out, we're in the flesh, right? Just like Ezra. Ezra was like, damn, that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. He was a prophet. The Spirit was on him, but he was like, damn, you know.
They went hard.
And this time, for you to see everything that's going on, that's why the Lord said, "Will faith be on earth?" You know, this is a fucking work, man. But you know what?
It's a hard thing.
Now, I was gonna say everybody loves the comeback story.
Right.
Everybody loves that comeback story.
The underdog.
Right. Everybody loves seeing that guy go from the bottom, from the loser to the winner. Everybody loves that story.
God.
And the angels, it's being made a spectacle because they watching the come up.
Watching the come
They are
up.
our brothers too. Remember,
Right.
we had the angels that left our first estate.
Right.
So we was up there at one point, huh? You know what I'm saying?
That's why in Revelation, it's like
No, you got it, brother.
now, that's why in Revelation, the angel said to John, "I am not fellow brethren."
I didn't piece that up. I didn't. That's too hard.
That's why he said, "I'm not fellow brethren. I'm you family." They looking in our situation and they looking at it and they wondering, they fighting, and they rooting for the underdog. That's why it pleased the Lord by the flesh.
No, I was just gonna say, they looking like they doing their thing, man.
They doing their thing.
They doing their thing.
That's
For real.
respectable.
For all that hell they going through, in the messed up bodies, living in messed up conditions, they doing their thing, man.
And that's the spirit of YAHAWASHI because we're going to be returned to our state, but we're going to be playing it out on earth.
That's why Wisdom of Solomon say, that's why I say, these who we had sometime in derision,
Right.
these cats.
This is spectacle. Right, this is a definition of spectacle. A visually striking performance or display.
Wow.
An event or
Talking
scene
about YAHAWASHI.
regarded in terms of its visual impact. So this is like it was the Lord's movie.
Right.
These are impactful scenes, man.
Right.
They watching all the bullshit and they're like, damn, the elect, man. Fuck.
That remind me of that robbery scene
Oh,
on
that's
Disney.
beautiful, huh? A true spectacle.
Oh yeah.
They ain't worried about the other scenes, these homosexuals. They don't want to see that. They
Yeah.
watch a real movie, an edifying movie. Some faggot shit come off, you like, damn. You waiting for the edifying scene. We the edifying scene.
God.
The act. These are the acts.
These are the acts. Beautiful.
It's the showstopper. And literally, you stopping Esau's show. Through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI. Like, we're the showstopper. All this music going on around here, this the real song. Right? This the real triple, quadruple, diamond hit single.
Ain't no diamond, man. We want no damn diamond.
You're right, you're right. It's like
Rubies.
Pearls, emerald.
straight up.
We get a ruby,
Straight up.
sapphire.
Back in 1 Corinthians.
Hold on.
Back in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place.
Right.
And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as filth of the world
There it is.
and are the offscourging of all things unto this day.
Right.
But brothers go into this all the time. They hate us because they ain't us.
Right.
It's the same logic for when Jake get in the VIP section. When they can't get past that velvet rope, when the bouncer tell them their name ain't on the list, they start doing what? They turn into haters. They hating on the blessing. They can't really discern what's going on in the spirit. But in the spirit, they recognize that brothers are in the section they just can't go into. All through the spirit of fire, how about you now shop?
Verse 14. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you.
You gotta go.
No, I just want, at verse 13, it said we are defamed, man. Yeah, one more time.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 13. Being defamed, we entreat.
Right.
We are made as filth of the world and are the offscourging of all things unto this day.
That was the point, man. We are being defamed, man. We are made as the filth of the world. Guess what? To YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, man. We are them precious jewels, man. That peculiar treasure.
Did you see the video that Duke IUIC going in about the Joy chick? When she was talking shit about Apostle Hall?
Red guy?
Yeah, talking shit about Apostle, talking about how he's smelting shit. He's the filth of the world. That's an elder apostle. He's talking shit. Y'all like, what the hell, man?
But that's why the judgment is gonna be so severe.
All right.
Because what did the Lord say in Isaiah 2:11? The lofty and the brother brought this out earlier. Every idle word men shall speak, they gotta make an account. So you disrespecting the prophets. If you offend the little ones, it would be as you were better off with what? A great millstone being tied around your neck and you
Old in the seat.
I'm gonna say this, that video pissed me off. That dude was full of shit. Talking about he didn't want to shake his hand or hug him. Why you hugged him then? You was phony, man. He was fake. You should just kept it pushing. You said Apostle Tahar was being cordial, laughing, edifying him. He didn't even cook it, man.
and you be and that, but that's the spirit. And all it does is justify YAHAWASHI in removing that guy from the party.
Right.
He show his ass, and then the Lord send the angels to get him out of there. That's the spirit. You got something, brother?
I was gonna say,
Come.
oh yeah, I was gonna say, like John the Baptist, how he had on the camels, if I'm not mistaken, he had on the camels. He was in the wilderness. He was the lowest of low. People was probably saying, "Oh, you slick, motherfucker. You this, that, and the third. How can you be a prophet? This, that, and the third?"
That's why the Lord said, what would you come out to see?
Right.
Man, it's all raiment.
Off Raymond.
Bro, he had to look crazy. His beard had to be big. He was eating wild locusts and honey. He was
Probably had pieces of locusts and honey in his beard, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but when it came to that word, no, you generations of vipers.
Eating that honey, that shit all in your
All that is there.
Right? Like in my mind, they could do like all these people care about this stuff. I was care about it.
But that should be a clear clarification that you are a prophet. You know what I'm saying? That should be a clear clarification that you are a prophet. You got to never call somebody a bum or whatever. What were they calling the prophets back then?
What he just ran 13. We are defamed. We are made as the filth of the world, man.
nobody's defamed more than
But you know what? That's the spirit, though. That's the spirit, because the only thing that they can always, the only thing they talk about is carnal things. When brothers get on these camps, it's always about the doctrine and the spirit that they come in. On the opposite end, whenever they talk about Great Millstone and the brothers that teach the likewise doctrine, it's always some carnal shit. It's always broke. You guys got broke garments, the broke boy camp, the bum camp. None of that has anything to do with the scriptures. But that's a testimony to what mindset that they have a reprobate mindset.
They always say, the rape doctrine. That's the only thing they ever had to say because they're elders, man.
But they never break it down. They never go into the scriptures and combat it with the doctrine. They always talk about it on a carnal sense, to really slander brothers. No brothers was doing any of that kind of stuff. But for truth's sake, we shun not to declare the gospel in its entirety. That's why the Lord put all of that in the scriptures. It wasn't like the Lord just put all our good stuff in there. The Lord ain't just put all of our accolades. He put all of the rough, the rugged, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the responsibility of the messengers is to give what? The good, the bad, the ugly, whether you like it or not. Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I do what?
What they say? You got to swear to tell the whole truth.
It's nothing but it.
Hey, it is what it is.
But the thing about it is, a lot of Israelite camps and a lot of other, people with their opinions, they won't even touch the subject. They'll say how they feel about this, and that, or they'll bring up this great quote unquote rape doctrine, but they don't touch the subject. They don't get into the scriptures about the subject.
All right,
It ain't for them to get it. They might as well be an Edomite outside the temple. All right.
This is Titus chapter 1, verse 15. Unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and their conscience is defiled. And that's why the majority of these people carry themselves as Edomites. Because Esau is a defiled mind. That means nothing is going to be clear. And for scoffers, nothing is ever going to be right. They're always going to try to find something carnal to talk about, because unto the pure, all things are pure. But when they're defiled, even their conscience, everything in their mind, it's a bad filter. It's a horrible filter. You can't put nothing in there and expect to get something good out of it, because it's a horrible filter.
Right. It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, starting at verse 4. For unto a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin.
No, not never.
And they recognize that the wisdom is being placed on particular men, and it's not being placed on them. And what do they do to combat it? They find something carnal.
Right. If I could say that's not malicious, right?
Majority of people that come on the comment board, they're really malicious, man. They saw the title, they're not coming to learn, they're malicious.
Right?
You know, they're coming to scoff, they're already coming to scoff.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide with when unrighteousness cometh in. For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words, or the Heavenly Father, for the Heavenly Father is witness of his brain, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. Verse 7. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things have knowledge in the voice. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him.
And they say it cannot be hid. So the Lord put the Spirit on them to do stuff like what? Like ride on the comment board and say all kind of outlandish shit. The Lord does that to expose them.
Gave them over to their vile affection.
And their mind don't even consider that they're doing wickedness. Just like it says in Ecclesiastes, because they consider not that they're doing evil. And that's why in Acts, he said, let these men alone. Unless you do what? You would happily be bound to fight against YAHAWASHI. So that's a bad gamble on your behalf. But the Lord put the Spirit on you to do that so he can justify and judge you. And that's why they're really afraid and tell their brothers to dial it back. Because through the Spirit, Esau's going to come and get them. They're going to be the first ones that, because really, the brothers that carry this truth and sincerity, they're the farthest away from the enemy. The enemy is at peace with them. You got it, brother.
Funny that you say sincerity, right? What's the opposite of malicious? Sincerity.
Right.
Right? You gotta be, I brought it out before, but like we always say, this is for the sincere brothers, right? I brought it out before. 1 Peter 2:1, as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk. That's why they can't get it. They're coming up malicious. They're not sincere. You gotta be sincere to get this milk. You see? That ye may grow thereby. If you're not in the right spirit, you ain't gonna receive it.
Can't receive it.
God,
Their spirit is off, bro.
you ain't in that right spirit.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. And it's so funny because everybody who does get it, they come up humble.
Sincere.
They come up humble, sincere. Every
A lot
brother.
of them come up prideful. They know what they know. You don't know shit. You ain't nigga. Pride goes before destruction.
Right.
That's the same thing too. Like my parents, man. Well, I'm gonna say with all the people in my family that were born 20 years before me, you don't know the scriptures. I've been around this Bible all my life. You can't tell me nothing. That's pride, man.
Traditions of men.
Right.
Our people are so locked into these traditions, they don't even know why they're doing no more. And now it's to the point where they know that a lot of the stuff that they're doing is wicked, but they just do it anyway out of what? Out of tradition.
Bring it out with your grandmother, huh? That's a good testimony. What your grandmother said about Christmas.
Oh, come on. When I was actually just starting getting into the truth, and read my Bible, and I had just started, you know, reading my Bible and everything, Jeremiah 10 came out to me. And I was like, man, I ain't know nothing about the scriptures, so I just assumed I was wrong.
Right.
I'm like, I read this and it said, don't celebrate Christmas. So I'm like, let me go to my grandma, you know, chop it up with her. Grandma knows she go to church every day. I asked grandma, I'm like, hey grandma, are we supposed to celebrate Christmas? I'm thinking she gonna say, you read that wrong, this is what it means. She was like, nah baby, we ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas, but we do. That's what she said.
Oh man, Slaki, that's the spirit, because what did you go into in Jeremiah? 44. Surely, in the midst of knowing you're not supposed to do it, they say surely we still gonna burn our incense.
Right.
Surely.
Mark chapter 7, 6 through 9 say, you set aside the commandments of God and keep the tradition of men.
God.
And what did Peter say? Shall we not obey the Lord rather than men?
Wow.
Victorious, what did she say when you asked about it? When you asked about why you do it, what she say? She was like, you don't know or something?
Nah, she just said we just do it.
My mama told me the same thing.
We're not
She
supposed
called
to,
me last
but we
year.
just do.
She said, you coming on, everybody gonna make it for Thanksgiving. I said, Mom, you know I don't deal with that. For the holiday, you know I don't deal with that. I said, Mom, you know that? She said, yeah, I know that ain't in the Bible, but it's a tradition. She told me she feel like that.
And that's a very stronghold. It's a very big stronghold on our people, because they know that it's empty and it's vain, but because they're so used to that routine, and they love their grandmama and their family that before them that are died off, they keep those traditions in memory of them rather than coming back and seeking the YAHAWASHI. And it ultimately ends up in what? Destruction. Because when you get into these ceremonies and these rituals, you defile your own temple.
If I have a son and take him from when he was a baby, when he turned 1 year old, and just show him one thing all the time, it don't show him nothing else, what he gonna do when he get older?
The thing that you showed.
That same one thing, he gonna continue. Even if he sees wrong, you know, my daddy showed me this. I ain't going nowhere.
Hey, what do Jake love to say? My grandmama ate pork all her life, and she lived to be such and such.
Right.
Real quick, Exodus 23 and 2.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Right.
And that's why it's offensive. That's why brothers catch so much static when they change their life. It's not like we're doing anything malicious. You break it down, and our people can clearly see it. But because they so used to these traditions, they resist. Because it's a stronghold. That's a big demon on our people.
God, we were all caught up in these traditions. We all grew up in it.
On a small level. We wasn't even, because when I look at it now, I was nothing like my father, man. He is bugged out with Christianity. My mama is bugged the hell out.
But
so that meant we was on a little small level.
But I mean as far as like
I know.
holidays.
Right.
Not even Christianity, because I wasn't really in the church.
Right. But look how when we got this true, we like them light bulbs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about LED.
You know why that is, right? We brought out earlier, right, that your father, you're going to bring your father back in the kingdom. We are the first fruits, man. We're the first spirits. Yahawashai is the first spirit, and we were the spirits made with him. We the first spirits.
Bro, I couldn't get it past, like, I could not get past what the scripture said and how they were doing the complete opposite. It vexed my spirit. I'm like, how you gonna tell me you follow this book? I see you read this book every day, and it's telling you to do something, and you do the opposite. Like, she was fine with it, and I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck, grandma?
You know us right, but yeah, you still gonna do wrong.
Yeah, and it just vexed me. I couldn't. I was like, what? Done.
What did it say? Don't use the liberty for a cloak of maliciousness.
Right.
People use the bloody Yahawashi to really do donuts in the rental. Going to there all the time.
Oh, the Lord down for me to eat pork.
Right.
I'm saved. I'm already saved.
Now you out here doing donuts, turning up.
All right, that's good.
So hey, with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to all you brothers who are pushing this truth and all truth in its sincerity. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.